Look around you, different things born out of truth and passion. Business software, it's our craft, our identity. Thoughtfully engineered, passionately designed to help you transform your business. Zoho, made in India, made for the world.
Back with Markets at Noon, and let's take the conversation ahead with the fund manager who's joining us today, our guest, Mr. Devender Singhal, EVP and fund manager at Kotak AMC. And Mr. Singhal, hi, good afternoon, and thanks so much for your time today. Since you manage a multi-asset portfolio, give us a sense of what your asset structure is right now. How much of it is equity, precious metals, commodities, cash? What is the mix looking like?
Hi, good afternoon. At this point in time, we are slightly around 65% in equities, around 20% is in precious metals, the balance is in debt.
We are talking about precious metals. Also wanted your thoughts on the kind of moves that we could see in gold and silver going forward because of the kind of uptrend that we have already seen. Gold prices have now risen nearly 40% on a year-to-date basis. Do you think there's more steam left, and what's your outlook when it comes to silver then?
The last month has seen an unprecedented move in both gold and silver. We have almost 11% and 16% rise in the prices of these commodities that happened. I mean, these sorts of moves are, once in a lifetime or are not likely to repeat very often. But the whatever reading would we have is that both gold, but especially silver, are trading at, very precarious levels in terms of the long-term history has been. And with silver, there are more and more usages which are being coming up, both in terms of solar, EVs, and in AI. We do have a more positive view on silver than on gold at this point in time, but we are positive on both the entities, more on silver than on gold at this point in time.
Sounds good, and that's where the scales are tipping more towards silver compared to gold. But Mr. Singhal, talk to us about the sectors that you're liking right now, because I'm taking a look at your fact sheet and the top sectors, sectoral allocation that you have. I'm not seeing any major auto names in this entire list. Given the kind of run-up that we've seen, barring a Maruti Suzuki, I'm not seeing any major auto names. Within the auto space, are you liking four-wheelers, two-wheelers, and your overall view on the sector, given the kind of run-up and the GST benefits the sector has already seen?
So we are bullish on auto as a pack, and we have exposure across four-wheelers, two-wheelers, and some auto ancillary names also. But specific, if you ask us, then the bottom end of the pyramid, where the demand has not been, shaping up well over the last 4-5 years post-COVID, that is one segment where we are more bullish on, and that is where our more exposure has been in terms of the auto exposure there. And the recent festive season and the commentary which has been coming up is suggestive of the fact that after a long time, you are seeing a pretty good traction in that segment of the market, and so are the numbers coming up. So we are very positive on this entire space. Over the past also, and in the coming future, we do expect things to be, pretty good for this entire space, specifically the lower end of the market, and then also exports as a category.
Very positive on the auto sector, that's the word coming in. But Mr. Singhal, if you can also tell us, what are your expectations from the upcoming earnings season, especially with IT numbers which will start trickling in anytime next week? If you can tell us, last few quarters have been rather subdued when it comes to earnings growth, in particular about IT and for the broader markets at large. What is your expectation from the second quarter earnings season?
See, I think barring the export sectors, which have also been dealing under the tariff issues, you also see GST some disruption happening, whereby people waited till the new shipments went in post 22nd of September. So I think you see some disruption happening on the quarterly earnings to that impact. But I think one should see that getting taken over the next couple of quarters, especially Q3 in our view should be a pretty good quarter. Q2, you may see some disruptions related to that, but I think Q3 definitely one is looking at a pretty good number going forward.
That's a take coming in. Q2 could be okay-ish, but quarter 3, all eyes are on that. Mr. Singhal, thanks so much for your time. Appreciate you joining us. On that note, we'll let you go. Viewers,